A war in Europe, setting the global stage. The year 2022 marked a turning point with a major conflict in Eastern Europe. Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, shattering decades of relative peace. This act of aggression sent shockwaves across the world, impacting international security and the global economy. The conflict has roots in historical tensions and geopolitical rivalries. The war in Ukraine is not just a regional crisis, it represents a fundamental challenge to the post-Cold War order and has triggered a global response. The conflict has highlighted the interconnectedness of the globalized world. The humanitarian consequences are devastating, with millions displaced. As the war continues, it raises profound questions about the future of Europe and global stability.
To understand the current conflict, it's crucial to delve into the historical relationship between Russia and Ukraine. These two nations share deep cultural and historical ties, but their relationship has been marked by periods of both cooperation and conflict. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 was a significant event. Ukraine declared its independence, inheriting a significant portion of the Soviet Union's industrial and agricultural capacity. The status of Crimea, a peninsula on the Black Sea, became a point of contention. In 2014, Russia annexed Crimea, a move widely condemned by the international community. This annexation marked a turning point, escalating tensions and setting the stage for broader conflict. Beyond historical grievances, the conflict is driven by competing geopolitical interests.
Russia, under the leadership of Vladimir Putin, views Ukraine's Western aspirations as a direct threat to its own security and influence in the region. Putin has repeatedly expressed his opposition to NATO expansion, seeing it as an encroachment on Russia's traditional sphere of influence. The Kremlin has also accused the West of interfering in Ukraine's internal affairs and supporting anti-Russian sentiment. In the months leading up to the 2022 invasion, Russia amassed a large military force along its border with Ukraine, raising alarm bells across the international community. Diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation proved futile, and on February 24, 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, marking a significant escalation of the conflict. Putin justified the invasion as a special military operation aimed at demilitarizing and denazifying Ukraine, claims widely dismissed by the international community as baseless pretexts. The invasion was met with widespread international condemnation and triggered a wave of sanctions against Russia.
Section 4. Ukraine resists. Key battles and international support. Despite being outmatched militarily, Ukraine mounted a fierce resistance against the Russian invasion. Ukrainian forces, bolstered by a surge of national unity and support from international partners, inflicted heavy losses on the invading Russian troops. The defense of Kiev, the Ukrainian capital, became a symbol of Ukrainian resilience. Despite being heavily bombarded, Ukrainian forces managed to repel the Russian advance, forcing Russia to abandon its initial objective of capturing the capital. The conflict has seen intense fighting in various regions of Ukraine, including the eastern Donbas region, where Russia-backed separatists have been fighting Ukrainian forces since 2014. The besieged city of Mariupol became a tragic emblem of the war's brutality, enduring weeks of relentless bombardment and a devastating humanitarian crisis before falling under Russian control. Ukraine's defense has been significantly aided by military and humanitarian assistance from Western countries. The United States, the European Union, and other NATO members have provided Ukraine with billions of dollars worth of weapons, ammunition, and other military equipment, including anti-tank missiles, drones, and artillery systems.
The international community responded swiftly to the invasion with a series of unprecedented sanctions against Russia. These measures targeted major sectors of the Russian economy, including finance, energy, and technology. The aim was to cripple Russia's ability to sustain its war effort and to pressure Moscow into negotiating a peaceful resolution.
But, the sanctions also had a ripple effect on the global economy. Energy prices soared, supply chains were disrupted, and inflation spiked in many countries. Meanwhile, humanitarian aid poured into Ukraine, with organizations and governments around the world mobilizing to support the millions of refugees fleeing the conflict. The refugee crisis became one of the largest in Europe since World War II, with neighbouring countries like Poland, Romania and Hungary opening their borders to provide shelter and assistance to those in need.
The conflict in Ukraine has far-reaching implications for global security. It has highlighted the fragility of international peace and the potential for regional conflicts to escalate into broader confrontations. The war has also underscored the importance of alliances and the need for a collective response to aggression. As the world watches the situation unfold, it is clear that the outcome of this conflict will shape the geopolitical landscape for years to come.